We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Now let's go. Green 30.
On 1st and 10, Yoder. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Good work that time to get him to jump, and now here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
Off play action. Yoder. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. We'll look now at the lineup defensively for Chicago. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Now let's go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Hurry up, here we go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Mitchell. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
On 1st down, Yoder. Herndon's got it complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving.
Everyone's got 4 down. Here we go now. 3-19.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down, Yoder. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll run it here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Here we go now.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
Throwing again. Yoder. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue line.
Throwing on 1st down. Yoder. And incomplete.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful where he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah. There's always a receiver in the area.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Let's go.
Off the play fake. Yoder. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? Five defensive
DBs.
backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
Double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman, certainly flinched there before the
False
snap.
start,
A good call.
Offense.
So pin that one on the rookie right tackle.
Remember those days when the right side was simply the run-blocking side? Now you're dealing with some of the better pass rushers in the league. It'll make you a little jittery.
Here's Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ferguson. And it's a fumble. And the Cowboys have recovered.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Following the fumble recovery. Yoder, quick hitter here. It's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun, Yoder. He gets it left side of Johnson. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play here for Dallas. 52 yards.
Now let's go.
On 1st and 10, Yoder. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. So each team with a fumble in what was a rather sloppy first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. We're back to Arlington in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs?
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys are in for 6. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try to move the football.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
All right, here we go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. Powering his way forward. A big play there for the Bears on third. 52 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Green 39.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. Keeps himself upright. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Ferguson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. In for the score. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Here comes Johnson on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Set. Green, 39.
On first down, Yoder, wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 22. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Let's go.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Offense.
So they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually got to pick up a holding call.
And they'll go on the ground. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And they'll run it here. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd down.
Yep, they're in the nickel.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Operating from the gun, Yoder. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. That'll go as a loss of 5.
Let's go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here we go. Green, 39.
On second down, here's Ryan. And this one complete to Reed. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Set. 319. 319.
Third and long. It's Ryan. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they try the right side here. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Out to the left here to Reed. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here we go. 319.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
It's a killer. Watch the football.
Still first down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3.
Set. Green, 39.
And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. Now, loose football. The ball comes out. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great.
Here we go now.
Throwing on first down. Yoder throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This quarterback now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
Off play action. Yoder. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout.
Here we go now. 3-19.
From the gun on 3rd down. Yoder. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. From the gun, Yoder. Throwing right, and that's complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this from 37. And this one is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Nine seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half, as it's 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one up to the 26. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where it was the visiting Bills who were able to come away with the victory on the road. 17-10. The final score. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. 28-9, the final score. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Still first down.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's Ryan to throw. And that's incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Let's go. Green.
Looking to throw on second down. Yoder. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's taken down inside the 30. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3-19!
To throw on second down. Yoder. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal?
Here we go now. Green 39.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Still second down.
The ball down at the 1 as they come up after the penalty on another second and goal.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now let's go. Green 39.
Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early.
False start, offense.
They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
From the gun on third down, Yoder. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Looking to throw. Yoder. And that's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Let's go. 3-19.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now let's go. Blue landed.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. To give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit, because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Hurry up, here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. A rare misstep on that last play, because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Set. Blue landed.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Now let's go.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Extra point attempt to follow here. Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave one more off this lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. Now here's Johnson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And down he goes just beyond the 35. And that pretty move got him some extra space to run. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Hurry up, here we go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Yoder firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
All right, here we go. Green.
On 1st and 10, Yoder. And he hits Herndon over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now let's go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So 1st and goal. 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Now let's go.
Operating from the gun, Yoder, and incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Now let's go. Blue 90.
Back to throw. Yoder. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now Ryan. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a second down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Here we go now. Green 30.
From the gun, Ryan. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Bears on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Operating from the gun. Ryan throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reed. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this. But run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action now. Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
To throw again is Ryan. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Blue 90. Blue 90.
Throwing again, Ryan. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Pass interference, defense.
And yes, they want the
penalty is
points, so
declined.
they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Again, Ryan. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
All right, here we go. Blue line it.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Now let's go. Green 39.
And now
Green
whistles
39.
and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
From the gun, Yoder over the middle, complete. It's Johnson. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on
Let's
it.
go. Blue line.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now let's go.
And they'll go on the ground. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy.
Hurry up, here we go.
On 1st down, Yoder. Throw left side complete. That's Johnson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
On first down, Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt. And so far, it's working for both of them.
Now Ryan on first down. And caught left side, Olsen. Touchdown, Chicago! In for the score. And the Bears have broken the tie. The tight end can kind of be that diamond in the rough secret weapon that you have, and right there they show you why.
And it's becoming less of a secret, isn't it, partner? Every game that we do nowadays, the tight end is a featured receiver, not just a blocker, as in the days of old.
Extra point forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing on first down, Yoder. He gets it left side to Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st and 10, Yoder, quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He's back to throw. Herndon's got it complete. And he's got this down to the 35. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. He'll look to throw. And this is caught at the end. Touchdown, Cowboys. As his guys are in for 6. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here. But if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. He had a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Now Ryan. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Throwing now is Ryan. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're on the outskirts of field goal range here in a tie game with a little time. So how do you handle this? What do you do here, Charles?
Everybody wants to pick up as much yardage as possible. But the weird part is for field goal kickers, being in really close sometimes puts more pressure on them because it's much more of a position kick as opposed to just going ahead and letting it.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. To throw on 2nd down. Yoder. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. And they'll run it here. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it's all going to ride here on the left foot of their kicker. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is indeed good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Cowboys, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.